Well, we are so happy to have you on with us because that means we get you coming back to town, which was in 30th anniversary of Sparkle and Fate. How did this happen?
I I I can't be blamed. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. You know, it's funny because I'm working on like doing liner notes and stuff right now, and I got a deadline today for that for the album, and it's just incredible that people are so interested with this and that there's so much depth to it because we went through the vaults and found all these outtakes. Some of them I don't even remember. And when I start
Yeah.
listening to them, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I remember that song. Really incredible. So to ask me how this happened, I think it's just a testament to the record. I think we made a really good record that at the time had its own sound. Even though it fit with all the other alternative stuff that was going on, it had its own thing, its own little niche. And I'm grateful for that. And that's kind of been the story of Everclear, you know.
Yeah. Well, a big part of that is, of course, the words just speak to so many people, and you hear this all the time. It doesn't get old because these are people that have gone through it too, and it kind of makes you probably feel like a little bit less of an alien in the world, right?
Well, I hope that's what's going on because, a lot of people especially at the time, when people talk about people's second record, they always refer to the sophomore slump. And this was our second
Mm,
record, even though it was our first major label record, it was our second record. And on this record, I wanted to make a break songwriting wise and be from the first record and be less didactic, less image based, and more lyrical and actually storytelling. And um, a lot of bands weren't doing storytelling music at the time. And I think, like I
mm,
said, it found a niche where it connected with a lot of people because I just, I like writers who don't get really flowery, and like add a lot of embellishment. I like writers who just tell the story. And I think that's how it came out. And I
yeah.
think that's why it connected with a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, and it is funny that being as image conscious as things were at the time to have a cover like that too, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just me. I like to play around with like stuff. I had done a couple indie records and kind of the same idea of montage. But yeah, I wanted to show us at our youngest and prettiest and best and us at our worst. So that was
Yeah.
uh that was a fun album cover to do. That picture of me on the back with the
Yeah.
long hair, that was that there was a story
Yeah.
behind that picture. Not a good one.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, and what's great is you get to revisit all these songs again, and some of them you probably haven't played in a while. Is there one in particular that you kind of like, don't we play this?
Well, what's funny is I mean we play all of side one like it varies
Yeah.
in most of our sets all the time. And a song, one song off of side two. But the rest of side two, we don't play very much. So we're actually learning
Mhm.
them right now. And like right now, we're playing Queen of the Air, which we haven't played in a long time,
Yeah.
and it's coming out pretty cool. But it's these are it's like I have to relearn how to play it and sing it at the same time. We did it 10 years ago for the 20th anniversary, and I'll be dead for the 40th anniversary probably. So,
Oh
um,
no.
uh, or in a wheelchair, we'll
Well,
see. But
yeah.
yeah, it's really fun. I mean, that song and a lot of the punk rock songs like uh, "For Brand New Skin" and
Mm.
"Chemical Smile," we've been putting those in the set. And Nehalem, we're gonna play Nehalem tonight. So
Oh,
that's good.
nice. Yeah, well, and then you've got local H and Sponge with you, and that must be fun to just hang with those guys again.
Looking forward to it. You know, we've toured with Sponge. Sponge took us on our first tour
Yeah.
when we were
Hmm.
signed to Capitol. When Sparkle and
Hmm.
Fate came out, they took us on a tour opening up for them, and they treated us
Hmm.
like brothers. We went on tour
Yeah.
with another band 3 months later, and they did not treat us like brothers. They were not nice. But Sponge has been, and we've continued to take them on the road. I think this might be our fourth tour together, maybe our fifth tour together.
Hmm.
So I'm excited about them. And Local H, we've toured with them, and just love those guys. They're
Yeah.
so good.
Hmm. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. And then of course, what's great is now to see all the kids in the audience, that know these songs, and you're just thinking, oh wow, that's some cool parents. But I know they, you just make it look like so fun and so easy. And so, what do you tell those kids that want to do this for a living?
You got to really want it, man, especially these days. I mean,
Hmm.
there's no real engine set up for it now. Major labels don't sign bands unless they have a hit record, unless they feel
Yeah.
like either feel strongly they have a hit record or it's already a hit on its own,
Hmm.
on like, just on TikTok or something else, then they'll put it out. And they want 10 to 20% of everything you do for the rest of your life. That's that's the major label model now. That wasn't the case when we came up. And I just tell kids when they ask me, and they ask me all the time, it's just like you got to really want it, and you've got to
Hmm.
make sure that you are both your own worst critic and
Hmm.
your biggest believer and supporter all at the same time. You have to be able to motivate yourself and believe in yourself, and at the same time be able to really go through what you're doing and figure out a way to make it better constantly. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's much easier said than done.
Yeah, that is true. So we talked about this before, but sometimes the answer changes. My co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys, and who lives in
Oh,
Plano,
cool.
where
Of
you'll be
course.
playing. And
I'm a
caught the
football guy.
Hail Mary. We
I'm
talk
an
about those.
NFL I'm an NFL guy for sure.
Yeah, so
We're on,
the
sorry,
road.
we're on a delay. I apologize. Go ahead. Drew Pearson, that's awesome.
Yeah. 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 So I got to ask you your Hail Mary moment, the moment in your life or career you just had to go for it and it worked out for you.
I do. I have it. So in late 1993, we had a bunch of labels chasing us for the last few months, and but no one was jumping, right? And we went to uh, the new, not the new music seminar, the CMJ College Music Journal Music Marathon, which is where a lot of bands play it. A&R people went. It's in New York in October. And we went there, and my manager at the time was not a nice guy, kind of a shifty guy, um, said, "Go ahead, stay at the hotel, and I'll pay that. I'll pay for put that on my credit card, and you can pay me back." And it was like $800, which doesn't seem like a lot of money now,
Mhm.
but at the time, it was everything. We didn't have that, and we
Mhm.
we we uh, we went in the hotel. I went out and had coffee with him right before our show. And he's like, I'm not giving you the $800. I know I said I would. I wanted to get you here. But I go, well, what am I
Wow.
supposed to do? He goes, just leave in the middle of the night. I go, they're gonna know who I am, you know? Um,
Mhm.
anyway, um, and I just got mad, and we went back to the gig,
Mhm.
and there's like about 30 or 40 people there at the Continental and in New York City. And I just went up to the amps, all the amps, turned them all the way up, just turned them all the way up. And I went
Yeah.
out and I just raged. We raged for 35
Mm.
minutes because that's all they gave us.
Wow.
And miraculously, the room just filled up immediately once we started playing. I guess they were all out back or whatever. And I saw people who were label presidents and this and that and this guy and publishing people, just all these like creme de la creme of the music industry. And it made me even
Mhm.
madder. And I was just like, we were on
Mm.
fire. I think we were drenched in sweat by the
Yeah.
end of the first song. We're like jumping 3 feet in the
Wow.
air. My bass player at the time, Craig, was doing backflips. I mean, we were just like, we just, and got off stage,
Mm.
and I just shouted "fuck you very much" to everybody, and uh, and just kicked over the amp as I walked out. I had never done shit like that. We've always been the kind of band that when a band destroys a hotel room, we come in and put it back together again. That's us. But I was so enraged that my manager had lied to
Uh,
me and that people weren't helping us out and we didn't have any money. And you know what? That started the buzz. That gig
mhm.
right there. Every people started showing up at our shows. A&R people, publishing people, uh, label people, and within within 8 months we were signed.
Wow.
Actually, within
Did
6 months we were signed to a publishing deal. Within 8 months, we were signed to a record label. So
mhm.
that was my Hail Mary moment of just like when you just say, you know, whatever, and just
Yeah.
do it.
That's cool. Did you have to keep kicking over the amps and keep drenching yourself?
No, no, I never did that again. No, not on
Yeah.
purpose. Not on purpose.
Yeah.
Any
I
last
love it.
questions?
Well, yes. Yeah. So what do you keep in mind that keeps you on the right path always now?
What do you mean by the right path?
Well, just in everything that you do. I mean, us creative types are notoriously hard on ourselves. So what do you do that kind of keeps you singularly focused on, what you're doing?
Well, for me personally, there's a combination of things. I have to stay sober. And by staying sober, I work a program. And I have a great fellowship of sober guys that I go to meetings with online and in person. And I call at any given time. I talk to two or three a day. And having that is a great balance in my life. I have my wife, who's my best friend I've ever had in the world. We've been together almost 21 years. And having that family is something that really helps me. When I slip, I help. It helps me be present enough to help catch myself and not fall. It's one thing to slip, it's another thing to fall. And it's another thing to fall and not get up. And that's just something that's not in my makeup. I'm always the guy that's going to try to get up. All right.
Yeah, love this. So well said. Well, last things real quick. Are we going to hear any new music from you anytime soon?
I've been saying for years I don't want to make any more records, but after what's going on in our world politically and everything else, I've been writing a lot of songs. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
good.
I think I'm going
Uh,
to make a new record next year.
yeah, and last thing, we love having you in Texas. Is there anything you're looking forward to doing here? Any kind of barbecue? Any kind of good, cool
Well,
stuff that you look forward to
I,
seeing?
I always like to hit a little Rudy's barbecue. They got an
Yes,
amazing brisket. I know they're a chain, but their brisket is pretty amazing. So
yes,
I'm big on the burn ends. So,
yeah.
you know, so we'll see. Um,
I love it. Well, we really, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for your great answers. Can't wait to see you here in Texas soon.
Thank you, brother. Take care.
Thank you, sir. I'll
Appreciate
see
it.
you soon. All right, bye-bye.